Hello everyone. So today we are going to discuss about exception handling. So what is the difference between error and what is exception? So there are two distinguishable type of errors. First one is syntax error and second one is exceptions. Okay. So first we are talking about what is syntax error. So syntax error are also known as parsing error. Why it is called parsing error? Because when you are writing a code, so suppose you are writing a code a.py, and when you are giving this code to an interpreter, so interpreter have some parser. It is just parse the code into the machine level language. Okay, but if it is not able, the parser is not able to understand what kind of things you are writing here, so it is showing the error. Okay, so basically they arise when the python parser is unable to understand a line of code, whatever you are writing in a code in a python file. So if parser is unable to understand, so they can arise a error. And most syntax error are typos. What typos? Typos is like typing error. So sometimes you are writing something and you are just missing the semicolons, colon, commas, brackets. So these kind of syntax error, so mostly are by the typing error. So sometimes you forget to type something, so it is giving syntax error. An error which happened during the execution of a program, so or a script. So suppose you have writing correctly, there is no typing mistake, so that means they have no not any kind of syntax error, but at the runtime it is giving some kind of error, so that is called exception. Okay, so runtime basically comes at the compile time, syntax error, and the exception are come at the runtime. Okay, an exception is an event. Okay, it is an event which occur during the execution of the program. Okay, so when program is executing, basically then exception is occur. Okay, that disrupt the normal flow of a program instruction, that's why it is coming, so it is called exception. Okay, so suppose I am writing a is equal to 6, b is equal to 0. If I'm writing c is equal to a upon b, so you can see here there is no syntax error in line number 1, line number 2 and line number 3. So there is no syntax error, but when we are going to run this code, so if the value of b is 0, it is giving error. Okay, so that means it is an exception, because if any number is divided by 0, so the answer is be infinity according to the mathematics. But infinity is not a knowing number, it is an undefined, so that's why it is giving a error. So these kind of error when you are getting, this is called exception. Okay, if I am putting the value of b is equal to 3, so it is working fine. So other than the 0, this operation work fine, but when the value is 0, it is working as an unexceptionally, so that is it is giving an exception. So you must be handle them, because when exception is occur and you can see a error, so you have to handle them, because when program is executing and it is showing some kind of error, so these error is basically thrown by the interpreter. So those error are thrown by the interpreter, you a normal user cannot understand. So what you have to do, you have to override that code and you have to handle them, the particular exception, and show them only uh, a kind of message which user can easily understand. Okay, so how we can do this, so let's see. Okay, so I am showing error versus exception with an example. So you can see I am writing my s is equal to Nitin, and I am just missing here single quotes. You can see I am just missing here single quotes when I am writing this, so it is giving syntax error. You can see it is giving syntax error, end of line while scanning string literal. Okay, but you can see the this one code. So this one code I am writing, everything is good. So line number 1 have no error, line number 2 have no error syntaxly. Okay, but when I'm running this code, so you can see it is giving index error. So this is called exception because it is coming at the runtime. Why? Because you have, what are you doing, you are just access the 10th element from the string, but you can see string have only 5 element, and you know that the indexing of the string is 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. And if you are writing other than these index value, it is giving index error. So these kind of error, you can see there are a lot of things here. These kind of messages are given by the interpreter, okay, and a normal user cannot understand what kind of message is this. Means user are not able to understand what is traceback, most recent call, what is IPython not input to in module, and what is this. So a normal user cannot understand what is this. So what you have to do, you have to write a exception handling code, and you have to handle this exception, and you have to print only a smart message. Like you have to print okay, you can access only 0 to 4 index value because the string length is 5. Okay, so you have to write a small message so user can easily understand what the problem they are doing. Okay, how we can handle, we can handle by the use of try except else block. Okay, so you can see we can use a try. So try is a keyword you can write here. After that you can use colon, and you can write some code here. Means whatever code you want to write, you can write here. So like I just want to write my s is equal to Nitin, and again you have to write print my s and 3. So you have to write this code here. Okay, and after that you have to write except, and after that you have to write exception type. Means what kind of exception is occur, you have to accept here, and whatever you want to write or whatever you want to execute, you have to write your syntax here. So some code here for exception handling, whatever you want. If suppose you have some exception and you want to handle how you can handle, means accept that and do something. And if you want to do something, you have to write here. Okay, and this is else block is optional. This else block is optional. It is basically introduced in Python only. No other programming language introduces this else part. So if exception is occur, that means that is try block, that is block number 1, that is block number 2, and this is block number 3. So if block 1, if exception is occur in block 1, then second block is executed. If so, yes, exception occur, second block is executed. If exception is not occur, so the third block, else block, is to be executed, right? What exactly mean of it? If exception is occur, then you should handle them. If there is no exception, then else you have to write some code. Okay, and this is optional. This is basically optional. If you don't want to write anything here in else part, you don't write them the else block. You just write try and accept. It is working fine. Okay, okay, and okay, I'm just taking an example here. I'm writing a loop while true infinite loop. It is taking the input here integer and print you have given integer, done, and then break. Whenever you are giving any integer, it is just taking print and break. And suppose you are entering something, so it is throw a exception. So suppose first time I am entering d, so it is not an integer, so it is a value error, because it by the using of this int function, it is taking only the integer value. But when you are giving a string, so it is failed to convert string into an integer. So that's why it is giving that not an integer. Again it is demanding, because this loop is running continuously, so again it is demanding number. I am entering 3, so you can see it is printing you gave integer, done, and then terminate the loop because break is executing. So we have told earlier how we can use break. Break is used for terminate the loop. Okay, so this way you can use the try except block. Okay, and the last one is finally. Okay, so you can see now we have 4 block: first block, second block, third block, and fourth block. Okay, so you can write some code in try block. Here you should exception handle, after that execute when there is no exception. Okay, and this block is execute whether an exception is raised or not. Means this is block 1. Okay, if exception is occur, second block is executed. If exception is not occur, third block is executed, but fourth block is always executed. Either yes or either no, fourth block is always executed. Okay, so this is the small diagram for understanding how try except else finally is executing. So try block is always executing if it have exception. if try block have exception, so second block is executed. So if exception is occur, this path follow. If exception is not occur, this path follow. Okay, and I tell you earlier also, finally is else is a optional. Same that finally is also optional. If you don't want to put else and finally, so simply you can write this way. So if exception is occur, this one. If exception is not occur, fine, only try block is executed. Okay, so this way you can execute try and except block. Okay, let's see how we can implement them in practically. So you can see here I am taking an example, my s is equal to Nitin. When I am printing 4, so 4 index value is printing here. Okay, I am just taking here 6. So when I am running this, so it is giving error. Okay, so you can see it is giving index error. So this type of exception is occur basically. So what you have to do, you have to write this code in the try block. Okay, so try colon, and you have to give tab. Okay, so code is here. Now you should accept them. Accept. Okay, what kind of error you are facing? I am facing index error, and I am just writing here print please access only index values. Okay, so this is the message which basically I just want to print on the screen. So when I'm running this, so you can see this message is only printed here, please access only index value. Okay, if I'm writing this 3, so you can see it is printing I. Okay, so means this block is executed, there is no exception occur, so except block is not executed. Okay, now I'm going to print the else block. So else program successfully. Okay, so you can see when I'm running this code, so it is printing I, and then else block is executed. Now I am going to access this one is 6. So when I'm running, so only except block is executed, there is no else executed, because else block is executed only when there is no exception occur. If there is exception, so this block is executed. Okay, now we can use the finally. Small finally, so finally program complete. Okay, when I'm running this, so you can see it is printing because there is an exception, so except block is executed and finally is executed. If there is no exception, so you can see this is executed, else block is executed, and finally must be executed. So you can see T is printing, program executes successfully, and finally program complete. So you can see else part is always executed, either exception is occur or not. If exception is occur, then it is totally depend on the acceptor else block. If exception is occur, except block will be executed. If there is no exception, then else part will be executed. Finally is always executed. Got my point? Okay, now I can go how many type of exceptions. So you can see I can handle only one type of exception, that is index error. There are so many type of exceptions, I can show you one by one. So if I am writing x is equal to 4 and I am writing print capital X, so you can see it is giving us name error. Okay, so this is one kind of exception, you can handle them. How we can handle? We can handle by try except value error, and you can write print please print variable name correctly. Okay, so you can see please print variable name correctly. Okay, so this spelling is mistaken, so I can just write correct only. Okay, another type of exception is, okay, so I just write a common message here, there is a exception. Okay, so again I am going to write another code, that is c is equal to 4 divided by 0. Okay, when I'm running this code, so you can see exception is occur, but you can see you have already handled the exception. But why it is showing the interpreter exception? Because you are handling only name exception, and here is a zero division error exception. So how you can handle that? So you can use also multiple except there. So multiple except, how you can implement it? Except allowed. Okay, when I'm running this, so you can see now it is working fine. Okay, so either you can write x is equal to 4 and print capital X. So this time, because of name error, so this time this message is printing. And if I am changing this, c is equal to 3 divided by 0, so this time it is showing zero division error, so it is except by this. So this way you can apply multiple except here. Okay, I can use any number of use here, like index error. You can see here is the index error, name error, zero division error. So you can handle many type of exception here by using except. Okay, so this way you can handle exception. So suppose you are doing suppose you want to open a file and file is not available at particular location. So another type of exception is occur, that is IO error. So this is basically exception handling, because sometime file is there, sometime file is missing. So if you want to use them, so there is an IO error is occur, because it is always checking at the runtime. So that time you should handle the exception. You have to put a small message to the user, file is not there or file is uh, not available at the particular location. Okay, so this way a user can understand easily what basically error is coming. Okay, that's it. Okay, so in the next class we will discuss about some other topic. Thank you.